Welcome to the Rebate Agreement Guide for sellers on the GigaCloud B2B Marketplace. Rebate agreement is a transaction option that allows seller to incentivize buyer to purchase more products by offering rebates to them if buyer can meet the minimum purchase quantity within the agreement period. Seller can set multiple levels of minimum purchase quantity and rebate amount for each level. The marketplace will pay the rebates to buyer based on their purchase quantity. To offer rebate agreements, seller needs to first create a rebate contract. After the rebate contract is set up, if buyer accepts the default contract without submitting a bid to change the terms, a rebate agreement will be generated and will take effect immediately. If seller selects the option to accept bids in the rebate contract, then buyer can submit a bid for customer pricing and quantity. When a bid is submitted, a rebate agreement will be generated, and seller can see the terms buyer offered and decide whether to approve the agreement or not. The agreement will take effect once the bid is approved by seller. Buyer will purchase the product specified at the agreed price during the agreement period as set in the rebate agreement. Once the agreement period is over, or if buyer terminate the agreement early, the system will calculate the rebates owed according to buyer's fulfilled quantity and pay the corresponding amount to buyer. Now let's go through the process to create a rebate contract. Go to Complex Transactions Management. Rebate Offerings. Create a rebate contract, then search and select the product. The product price and available inventory will be shown. Product price includes the current list price and historical transacted price for the last 180 days. Next, set the contract price and agreement period. This is the price buyer will pay for each product and the duration of the agreement once accepted. Seller can set up to 3 tiers of purchase quantity and corresponding rebate amount. To add a tier, click on plus symbol to add a new line. Please note that the purchase quantity for each tier cannot overlap. For the rebate amount, seller can select either percentage or fixed amount. For percentage, rebate amount per unit is equal to contract price multiplied by the percentage set. For fixed amount, rebate amount per unit is the amount set. Next, seller needs to select whether to accept bids from buyer. Seller also can set an upper limit on the maximum number of agreements available to a specific buyer or all buyers based on products available inventory and other business considerations. Finally, check the box for I have read and agree to the terms and conditions of the GigaCloud Technology Rebate Agreement and click Save to review the terms for the contract. After checking to make sure everything is correct, click Confirm to create the rebate contract. Seller can view the created rebate contracts and corresponding number of signed rebate agreements in Rebate Offerings page. If the rebate contract is available for buyer to sign an agreement, its status will be active. For rebate contracts in active and completed status, seller can edit or terminate it. If the upper limit was set on the contract and the number of agreements available to all buyers has been reached, the rebate contract status will update to completed. If seller terminates the rebate contract, or the product in the contract becomes unavailable or cannot be sold separately, the contract status will update to terminated. Please note that modifying or terminating the rebate contract will not affect the already signed rebate agreements. While a rebate contract is in active status, buyers will be able to view the rebate contract on Product Details page. Buyer can directly sign the rebate agreement with the default terms via Quick View or submit a bid to seller to suggest modification to those terms. Seller can view the signed rebate agreements and bids submitted by buyers by going to Complex Transactions list. Rebate Agreements. Rebate agreements in pending status is the bid from buyer, and seller can approve or reject it. Rebate agreements in active status include those signed by buyers with default terms and approved bids. Rebate agreements expiring in 7 days or less will be shown in Due Soon tab. Finally, after the total rebate amount is calculated and paid to buyer, the rebate agreement status will change to rebate paid. Seller can see all the rebate agreements for specific status by filtering for Agreement Status. Rebate Calculation Rules. If buyer's purchase quantity has reached the maximum purchase quantity within the validity period of rebate agreement, or reached the minimum purchase quantity when the agreement period ends, then buyer is considered to have fulfilled the agreement. The system will automatically calculate the rebate amount based on buyer's purchase quantity and pay it to buyer. No rebates will be paid if buyer did not meet the minimum purchase quantity when the agreement period ends. If buyer requests RMA for unshipped product within the agreement period, then the corresponding RMA quantity will not be counted as buyer's purchase quantity. Please note that if buyer has met the lowest tier of minimum purchase quantity for the rebate agreement, they can request to terminate the agreement early and collect the rebate amount based on their current purchase quantity, instead of waiting for the agreement period to end. Case study: a buyer signed a rebate agreement with seller on June 1st. The agreed price is $200, and agreement period is 30 days. Based on the rebate tiers set by seller, the minimum fulfilled quantity for buyer is 10 PCS and the maximum is 50 PCS. Scenario 1. Buyer purchased 9 PCS total by July 1st. They fail to reach the lowest tier minimum purchase quantity of 10 when the agreement expires, so the buyer is ineligible to receive rebate. Scenario 2. Buyer purchased 51 PCS total by June 20th. The agreement will automatically terminate once buyer's fulfilled quantity reaches 50 PCS, the maximum rebate quantity. A total rebate of $3,000 will be paid to buyer according to the third tier. Scenario 3. Buyer purchased 25 PCS total by July 1st. In this case, a total rebate of $1,000 will be paid to buyer according to the second tier. This concludes the rebate agreement guide for sellers. We hope you find this video helpful. Stay tuned for more video guides in the future.